how it begins. Just have to hope and make sure everything goes right this time.
Hey, how's it going?
Going all right, yourselves?
Doing great.
Hello.
First of all, kicking things off, just I want to say thank you so much for supporting the Kickstarter and helping us bring the show back. It means the world to us, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem on that.
That's great. And then Ben, you want to do your usual thing?
Sure. Yeah. So the general idea behind this whole call is just the floor is yours. However you want to talk about your matchup idea, go for it. There's no, expectations or pressure or anything like that. We're just excited to hear about what you're excited about it. So that's basically it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let me just get the presentation all set up then.
Hell yeah. All right.
And I'm curious about this one because I saw that it's Emily from Corpse Bride versus question mark to be revealed on the call. And so I'm like, okay.
I don't know if that was all set up, but planned. But yeah, we don't know what half this is, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you don't know your matchups until they're revealed. So I figured give you guys a surprise as well.
Yo, you're the first person to flip that on us. All right, there you have. Love it. Okay.
All right.
Well, we're anxiously awaiting the reveal.
Is it the present now button?
Oh, for presenting? Yeah. So if you have something to present, you can, it's the little box with the arrow in it in between the hand and the emoji face.
Okay. Guess I gotta open it first. Give me a sec.
No problem.
Or yeah, it would be like taking a tab or a window or something like that that's already open.
Yeah, it'd be a window in this case.
I'm like going through my mind. Like, who is it? So he's got to be like Sally, right? Right? Is it Sally? I don't know. We'll see.
You'll see as soon as it opens. First time working with this part of PowerPoint, so my apologies.
No worries. We've run into all sorts of tech issues and stuff, and like it
the suspense even more.
Yeah, exactly. They're just building it up. Oh, you got the Lord of the Rings Tower Lego set?
Yep.
Dude, it took so much restraint.
Oh, that's what that is.
Okay. Yeah, no, dude. I was like, oh, what do I do? Look at these plush, and then I saw it. I was like, oh shit! Like, dude, it took so much restraint not to order that. I wanted to pre-order it so bad. I was like, no, I can't. Like, I don't need to do that. But
well, I could show you the other things in the room while this opens.
That's awesome. My friend bought one. He was building. He was like giving me updates. He was like, look, and all the little details they did, like the little menu and like all this stuff. It was
yeah, a few little pockets that have a few little sticker details.
Yes, it was very cool. A lot of love was put into that for sure. And I'm like, man, I wish I bought it.
Oh my god, it's over $400.
Yeah, dude, it's that's significant. Okay, we have lost your camera and don't see anything.
Well, we hear clicks.
We hear clicks.
Yeah, sorry. Must be still loading.
Oh, no worries.
Dang it.
What are you opening? Like what program?
It's a PowerPoint it's a PowerPoint to show.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I was tripping over myself during the actual, or during the like I am right now. So I wanted to record my voice ahead of time, but there we go. I think. No, dang.
It's all good. And worst case scenario, for any reason you can't get it up, and one we can talk about, if you wanted to reschedule, we could maybe do that. Or you could also just tell us like why you're excited about this matchup and that kind of stuff. And then also anybody who's put together a presentation, you don't have to, but we are totally open. If you want to send it to the Kickstarter email that you've been communicating with, then we'll have it that we can go back and reference later.
There we go. Let's see if that works. Oh, something went wrong, dang it.
Is it just not loading?
Well, it's just slow to load. First time I've done this. No.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No problem. Is it through like actual PowerPoint or is it through Google Slides?
PowerPoint itself.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because if you had it in Google Slides, you could share the link with us, and then we could present it and walk you through.
Greetings, and welcome to a modest death battle proposal by yours truly.
Oh, you got a whole recorded thing. Okay. We heard that through your speakers, but we're not seeing it yet.
Let's see if I can share it now. It just came up and then it went away. Dang it. Is that it?
Oh, it's loading.
My first proposed combatant is Emily, Tim Burton's titular corpse bride. While not a blatant combatant, she's among my favorite fictional females with a surprising power set.
It slows a little bit on transitions, my apologies.
No worries.
But who would be her opponent? I've seen her consider a few ideas, like Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. While interesting, I think a better opponent for Sally would be Kunai from Monster Girl Doctor. But that's a matchup for another day. I've also seen Constance Hatchaway from the Haunted Mansion lore. Again, interesting, but better suited against Lord Barkus from Corpse Bride. Again, for another time. But then that begs the question of...
Like I said, hiccups on transitions.
No problem.
Who is the proposed opponent? The answer is Trophy Fantasy from Teenage Euthanasia. I haven't sat down and watched her series completely, but I've seen enough to know that there's match potential here if handled modestly enough.
Okay.
What?
I don't know who this is.
Now, an undeath battle? This isn't as impossible as it sounds. Both these ladies were shown passing on and having physical bodies capable of being damaged to incapacitation. Besides, episodes like Sauron vs. Lich King and Jason Voorhees vs. Michael Myers exist, and Jack Skellington vs. the Grinch was discussed in Death Battle Cast.
I still want to do that.
One of the major themes behind this matchup is complicating the phrase "till death do you part." It plays a major role in the plot of Corpse Bride and sets up the plot of Teenage Euthanasia. Similarly, both are associated with tears. Emily has her song Tears to Shed, and Trophy's Resurrection had one of her daughter's tears as an ingredient. One of the big ones, though, is their mutual insect power sets. Emily with her butterflies, spiders, and maggot ally, and Trophy with her beetles. But it's not just about their similarities. There's also their duality, like the refined versus the crass, the desperation for marriage opposing the careless marriage, and the murder victim versus the suicide. My preliminary stat analysis shows another dichotomy. the immovable object, Emily, with her Burton-made undead resilience, versus the unstoppable force of Trophy and her more visual power set. Emily has the advantage of her detached limbs being autonomous, having an actual skeleton instead of Trophy's beetles holding her up, being able to fragment her body and soul into a butterfly swarm, and her Jiminy Cricket maggot in her head to offer guidance. Yeah. Trophy's advantages lie in her death magic, letting her fly, and plenty of other feats, being able to eject her soul and possess other empty bodies, and her premonition abilities. If this were to become a full episode, the fight track could be titled Revenant Tears or something similar. It would start as a classical piano piece that transitions into a jazzy nightclub number like Remains of the Day while incorporating aspects of Teenage Mutant Ninja Asia's theme song. The setting would start in the Ball and Socket Lounge and transition out from there. The downstairs in Corpse Bride is more like a physical purgatory than an afterlife, so it wouldn't technically be death yet. This setting could include cameos from previous contenders like with Korra vs. Storm Spirit World or Blips and Chits. Emily would start at the piano before Trophy barges in and causes a scene like in Yang vs. Tifa, interrupting the performance. For the fight itself, these were a few ideas I had that could occur in any order. Limbs of both combatants falling off and being reattached, swords and knives acquired from bar patrons, poison or alcohol bottles being thrown about, a possible scene transition where a spell transports them to the living world, Black Widows infiltrating Trophy's body, admittedly a bit risque, but that's Trophy in a nutshell, and a swarm of butterflies versus a swarm of beetles. As far as how I think the fight would go, I see a good deal of decisive advantages in Emily's favor. She's less prone to selfish distractions and more focused on her targets, perhaps to a fault. Having a soul with an undead body potentially negates a lot of the death magic effects. A skeleton that isn't so vulnerable to attack. Bones can survive a lot more punishment than Trophy's bugs, meaning enough damage will incapacitate Trophy eventually. And her immunity to physical pain prevents battle fatigue to last through the war of attrition. Even if you don't give Emily a lot of the perceived powers that I did, like the Black Widows, the weaponry, and the spirit butterflies, Emily is just too solid an obstacle for a Trophy to overcome. In other words, my predicted winner is Emily, Trophy's euthanasia.
That's great.
Thank you again for listening, and here's to a successful 2024-2025 season and beyond.
That was great. That was super fun. Thank you. So I am already picturing, like, if we were to do this, like, so, like, you know, the bar setting, you said, that's great. You know, they're fighting. But when he was like the butterflies versus beetles, like, it would be so much fun to do little cutaways to like the war of the bugs that's like also happening. Yeah. You know, so like they're fighting and whatever, but then it would be like this intense like battle of butterflies versus beetles and stuff. That was like the first thing that jumped in my head. I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Yeah. Of course, the verdict doesn't have to be the one I laid out, but that's the one that I came up with my just basic research. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Yep, and you never know until we do the research, right? You know, there are times where we'd be like, oh, yeah, it's going to be this character, and then you find some, like, really specific, crazy stuff that you're like, oh, never mind. It was the other one. Surprise.
I bet a lot of that came from your last battle of Spawn versus Ghost Rider.
Going into that one, I mean, we knew that was going to be insane, like right out the gate, because they both get real powerful. Yeah, but this is cool.
Never would have predicted. Sorry, trophy. What?
Trophy fantasy.
Trophy fantasy. Okay, yeah. Never would have predicted that.
Yeah, that was one of my major things. I wanted this to be like who would think of this matchup? Which is also why I included some other ones that you might have thought of, like Emily versus Sally. So,
right. That's why I would have lost that bet. Going into this, it was versus question mark. So I was like, it's got to be Sally, right? Okay, there's other options. I didn't know. Like, I think I've seen probably like some advertisement for that show, but I never watched it, so I didn't know like anything about it.
I looked it up and it looks so familiar, but yeah, never seen it myself.
One of those Adult Swim type shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Well, great. Well, thanks again for putting that together and for sharing your idea with us. It was really cool. Yeah, if you want, again, you don't have to. You can share that presentation with the email so that if we do want to go back and reference it and look into some stuff, we'll have it. But again, you don't have to do that. That's just if you want.
With the first one, and I had full intention of doing it with this one. So yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah, well, great job putting all that together and also figuring out how to present it all, because that was a lot, and I appreciate the effort for sure. Great idea, really interesting, definitely a very unique one.
I love the undeath battle. We would have to every now and then we'll change up the it's time for a death battle, right? And I feel like that would be a perfect it's time for an undeath battle. It'd be great. So very creative, very fun. Thank you again for the support. It was really great chatting with you, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, and you too.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that one infinitely better than last time, and for that, I am very much thankful. And here's me signing off.